Welcome, Crafty Friends. Annie Collins here for Pajama Crafter Stamps. Today we're going to create this fun Halloween card. Let's go over the products I used to create this card. I'm using the new Creepin It Real stamp set. This is a nice large stamp set, and it's basically all verbiage, so all different sentiments, so to speak. It starts out with, "Where are my ghouls at? Spooky season. Wishing you a happy Halloween. I put a spell on you. Trick or treat. You're the sheet. Giving pumpkins to talk about. Keeping it real. Eat, drink, and be scary. Ghouls want to have fun, and happy Halloween." So you can use it as entirely like this, or you can cut it up and use it as individual sentiments. I'm going to stamp and emboss on that orange cardstock. I have some pattern paper here, black cardstock for layering, and my card base. We're going to be heat embossing today, so let me move this out of our way. And I've already placed a piece of orange cardstock in my stamping platform, which I've already dusted with anti-static powder. But I'm going to show you a little bit more. All right, so like I said, we're going to be heat embossing. So I have some clear embossing powder here and my black ink, which I'm going to use VersaFine, Clair, and Nocturne. This is a wet, juicy ink and it's great for heat embossing. I'm going to bring in some little clay bits to decorate when we're done, but I wanted to show you. All right, so I have, again, we're going to heat emboss, so a little anti-static powder. And then I have my stamp already on my platform right here. So I'm going to stamp this more towards the left of the cardstock. And because I'm going to trim off that little edge you'll see here in a moment. And I have my heat tool ready on the side. So we're going to grab the ink and ink up our sentiment. And I'll do this a couple times just to make sure we have a nice even coverage and the stamp is nice and clear. So I'm using, again, VersaFine Clair and Nocturne. You can use any color you prefer because we're using clear embossing powder. And since we're using clear embossing powder, it'll show whatever color you use beneath it. So I can see right now I missed a little spot, and I'm using this cute little pet press. It just helps you apply even pressure on your stamps. But I missed the spot. I can see it here. Now that I'm editing when I was doing it, I didn't realize it. There on the W. All right, so again, I'm going to re-ink everything up and press again. And as for those little pet presses, I know that Joy has different kinds, and she has some nice, fun new ones in. So you want to check them out. I'll make sure to link them below for you. So again, I'm applying even pressure. Oh, and I'm sorry. I am looking for a piece of paper to shake off all my excess embossing powder onto. There we go. Get that all pressed. It should all be nice and even now. And I can remove my cardstock from my stamping platform. I'll move this out of our way because if not, my camera will freak out because of the glare. All right, so I'm going to bring in a piece of scratch paper here. And I'm going to basically cover this entire sheet with clear embossing powder. Just sprinkle it all on there and then shake off the excess. There we go. And I'll do this a few times to make sure it's completely covered. Because I can see there's a few spots that do not have the embossing powder on it. It didn't stick right away. And this is more for good measure. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. I think this should be it. I'll give it a little look to make sure it's all covered. Looks good. And then I'll set it aside, return all the embossing powder back into the little container and close it immediately before I make a big mess. And even with this, I make a mess, you'll see. So, because I got some on the desk. And embossing powder just goes everywhere. I don't know why, but it does. All right, let me close this up. And then I'll grab my heat tool and we can melt the embossing powder. Embossing powder usually goes on like dull, and then once you heat it and it melts, it gets nice and shiny. just in case you haven't worked with it before. So I'm going to grab my card panel here, and I just like to heat set my embossing powder on a little clipboard with some foil beneath it. That just makes sure that the heat is even, and it helps minimize the warping that you sometimes get when you're heating paper. It tends to warp a little. And I can see I missed a spot. Actually, I think I knocked it off when moving my paper, my cardstock over. I touched somewhere and knocked off the embossing powder. All right, so now I'll grab my heat tool and we'll heat set this completely. I'm just going to keep moving my heat tool across the cardstock because you don't want to stay in one area because you can actually burn your paper if you do that. So I'm just going to keep moving it across like so until it starts to melt. And again, it goes from this dull, grainy look to a nice shiny. See, there's the shiny. And then you'll know it's completely set when it's nice and even, not grainy anymore. So I'm going to keep moving, like I said, across the cardstock until all the letters, all the words, I should say, are completely set. This is one of the new release for the month of September. So there was this and another Halloween set and a bunch of other beautiful sets that was released that in last month. This month's release will be even more fun, more and even prettier. I mean, they just keep getting better and better. So I'm going to keep heat setting this. We're almost done. And we're good. Now I can take this off, let it cool a bit. I'm going to remove it from the, I'm just trying to put my heat tool down. Sorry about that. It wouldn't stay. All right. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to remove it from the clipboard. Remove the clipboard. I'm sorry for that noise if you hear it. There's a frog on my window. Oh my goodness. All right. So now I'm letting it cool a bit before I touch it. Because if you touch it while it's still hot, it will smear. So I'm going to trim down this panel just a bit. See all that extra I have there on the right? I'll be trimming that off. All right, so it's cooled down now. So I can go ahead and wipe off the excess anti-static powder. That is, it looks white and you can see it on the cardstock. Just remove the excess. It doesn't hurt anything. It's just an aesthetic thing. All right, so now I'm going to trim this little piece here off. And to be honest, I should have trimmed a little bit more, but it's too late now. It's done. I realized it after the fact, but that's okay. All right, so I'm going to trim off that, discard that, and put my trimmer away. And now we can build our card. So I'm just grabbing my embellishment wand, grabbing that, making sure it's ready. And so here is my card base and my layering cardstock, a pattern paper, and my embossed panel. So I'm going to use liquid glue here. I'm going to use Barely Art glue, and I will adhere starting the cardstock, starting with the black cardstock that is the same size as our card base. Our card base is an A2 card panel, so 4¼ by 5½. And I'm just going to go ahead and line this up, press it in place. There we go. And then we'll put the pattern paper next. And this has just got little pumpkins drawn, sketchily drawn on it. It's really cute. And then this is an older pattern paper from my stash. So I'm not sure if this paper is even available anymore, but it's adorable. It's from Pebbles, I believe. Yes, it's from Pebbles. All right, so I'm going to line this up, press it in place, and I just have this tiny little border all the way around of the black cardstock showing. And then I will adhere my embossed panel on top. I put it on my desk, and my desk still had embossing powder all over, so it feels grainy, so I'm just wiping it off. So I now will adhere this. And once I lay it out, I'll show you. See, I should have taken off just a tad more on each side. So I'm going to press that into place. Make sure it's nice and even. There we go. Hold it down a bit because my cardstock did warp, but not as much. But you know, see that little bit extra right there on the ends? I should have trimmed them away, but still. All right. So here's our card. Now I'm going to grab our embellishments and we're going to embellish it. Just putting minimal embellishments because it's kind of, there's not a lot of space to put embellishments on this card. I just wanted to feature the entire sentiment stamp here. Well, it's not the big stamp here with all the different sayings. So I'm going to place 3 little clay bits on our card, a bat, a star, and a little pumpkin. So I'm placing the little pumpkin here, looking for my bat, the bat up here next to the word season, and then finally a little orange star. And that's it. Our card is complete. Super easy, super quick. And it just shows you all the cute sentiments or phrases, I should say, that are in this stamp set. Adorable. I like this. I like that you can use it as is, like I just did, or you can cut it up into strips and use them as individual sentiments. So again, we used the VersaFine Clair in Nocturne. We used the Ranger. I'm trying to grab it here. Sorry. Ranger Clear Embossing Powder. It's just going to spill. I know it. And then our sentiment, not our sentiment, a little stamp press buddy here. And then our stamp, which is called Creepin Real. And I will have everything linked for you in the description box below of all the things I use. Thank you for being here. Here's another look at our card. I hope you found some inspiration.